What
This is
happened?
indeed glorious. The scans of your body show the Project Brazil parasite has matured wonderfully.
The what?
Behold, human, your destiny. The torch of our salvation you carry within you. They never told you, did they? The Vault Dwellers or the Enclave. I'm sure they didn't understand it any more than you did. This gift you have been given has allowed you to evolve beyond the abilities of the inferior human flesh before you. But it's the capacity to survive that makes it unique, and not simply survive injuries and radiation, but your own mortality. Come, join me.
Wait a sec. Does that mean that I'm functionally immortal? The fuck? Well, fuck. Oh god, what the fuck is that? Whatever that is, I do not want anything to do with it. I have no idea what's happening, and that bothers me a lot.
There. I'm sure you have questions before you meet your destiny. Not that it will matter in a moment. All will be made clear the instant the transformation is complete.
What is that thing inside me?
I'm sure all your life you've witnessed strangeness beyond your reckoning. The Project Brazil parasite is the last secret from a pre-war experiment seeking eternal life. It was meant to allow a mortal like you to enjoy the benefits of being a member of the master race without our bulk or sterility. But it was wild, untamed. The humans saw it as chaos, twisting flesh into forms beyond their imagining. They feared it, like a cancer. But it was so much more than a tool of the mortals. It was freedom from the inferior form of man, from limits and boundaries. It is immune to radiation, from disease, from death, and it is immune from mortal comprehension.
Oh my god. That's right. After an explosion where Mandy and Sean died.
Oh, hey. Are you alright? It looks like you just walked out of hell. When we checked your dorm for survivors, we figured you were dead. You weren't breathing. When we saw Mandy and Sean, we figured you must be dead too. I'm sorry.
They said that I was dead, but I wasn't. I got up anyway. Why did the father put that thing in me and then just throw me out in the wasteland?
He knows the true nature of Project Brazil, far beyond any of us. If you wish to ask him, you may meet him, but only after your transformation. We do not wish for you to merge too soon.
Hang on. Merge?
Well, only part of you. You see, we super mutants are created in the vats of FEV, the forced evolutionary virus, like myself. The process renders us sterile, unable to produce offspring. The Father has long sought to fix this problem using an evolved form of the same parasite created within you. You were born with the parasite. It is part of you, tamed and mutable. Once you have taken a dip in the vat, then you too will become a super mutant. But the part of you that allows you to reproduce, that is the part the parasite uses to heal you from injury, the part that clones your tissues. It will survive the process, as will you, transformed but virile.
Wait, so the super mutants are superior? How? You're strong? But you don't have any working gonads. So that's why you want me. You want my gonads? So you want to use me as your super mutant baby mama?
In a manner. After you have been transformed, the Project Brazil parasite will be free to begin spawning new copies of itself, reproducing endlessly. After the first generations are born, they can be grafted into the Unity. This will allow the Father to spread unity all across this dead and suffering world. A carpet of life born anew, free of radiation, disease, death, and you will be its mother. An entire world of your creation, flawless and perfect, glorious.
Okay, look. I would be down to have babies the old-fashioned way, but I have a feeling I would really get left behind if I did this vat thing. Why don't all of you have this Project Brazil thing?
There was only one way to ensure it matured along with the host. To create our own human, cloned, blended with it in every way. I'd covet yours. My legs would long ago have been restored. Perhaps after your powers have matured, you may grant me a new body. Think of all the lives you will spare from misery, healing all infirmity, weakness, and doubt. You will restore meaning to the meaningless, make giants of cowards, immortals of the damned. But only after you've taken the dip.
Look, I get what it's like to be part machine. I am mostly machine, but doesn't my existence disprove that super mutants are somehow superior? What happens to everyone else who doesn't get transformed? Am I just gonna kill them?
No. We are trying to end warfare and the suffering it brings, not perpetuate it. War was necessary the first time around, before we understood the true meaning of our supreme nature. We thought we were finite and doomed. Now we have another way, not the dead end of a master, but the gifts of a father. And you will be the salvation that frees man of all iniquity and turmoil. You will cleanse them of their inferiority and grant them eternal life.
I understand you want to remove all the evils in the world, but you're trying to accomplish that by removing all free will. That's not good. That's just the absence of bad. What if I say no?
You have come this far. It is too late to run now. After all, it is your destiny. You were born for this singular purpose.
You said I could walk away. Liar. You put all my stuff in that airlock by the door. What for?
There in the airlock to be purified of bacteria that may contaminate the vats. But you do not need those meaningless things. Those are the trappings of mortals. You will soon transcend all of that.
I have some more questions before we begin.
For a mortal of lesser intellect, I'd simply force you over the edge. But since you are a brilliant mind, ask what you wish.
Anai, the woman I walked in with, she has one of those parasites too, doesn't she?
Indeed.
What will you do with her?
We have many copies of her. When the father was sent away by the master, he was sent to find Anai. He found her here, in this fortress, seeking answers to her origin. She wished to destroy herself, Of course, the father was able to lure her into a trap and threw her into the vats. From the tainted vat, he was able to create a second master. Other Anai clones soon came to us. Some were jaded and angry, others more than willing to cooperate. We have consumed them all but 4, and soon we will consume the last of them.
Wait, what the fuck? Anai has clones? Wait. She told me about an Enclave plot. Bragg and Chevy. They're Project Brazil clones too?
Yes, we are aware of them. They infiltrated the fortress using some old override codes and tried to subdue the father by salting his nutrient lines. While they only managed to impede his growth, they were attempting to dissolve him with a special anti-FEV serum. Of course, we destroyed this threat to ourselves long ago. After you join the Unity, we will seek out their remnants and eliminate them as well.
Where did Anai go after the bridge?
What does it matter? She will be consumed in time, and you will gain all knowledge of her secrets.
Tell me more about the father. You said he was a man once?
Yes, his name was Mark. He was with the Master when he transcended from his mortal bindings to the glorious Unity. Mark became the first of the Nightkin, the Master's most trusted ally. Mark was responsible for seeking our most vital experiments across the waste. He found the greatest prime normals and unique specimens. My favorite was a ghoul-like creature we called Harold. We gave him a gift called Project China and let him loose. He was a most amusing creature. We are unsure of what happened to him, however. He disappeared. We never went hunting for him.
Why is it called Project Brazil?
A reasonable question. The scientist who created the project needed a code name to hide its true purpose from Soviet spies. They chose their primitive alphabet as the first layer, and the names of countries after that. A dumb trick, but highly successful. Most spies thought each project belonged to a nation. They never thought to look in California.
Why did these scientists make these insane projects?
Why else? To seek immortality, the cure for all disease. They saw a world that would soon change beyond all recognition and wished to adapt to it themselves. But after they saw the face of immortality, their primitive minds shrieked. Project America was meant to create the perfect super soldier, us, super mutants, free from radiation, plague, and stronger than a living tank. Project Brazil was meant to make men immortal, to escape all infirmity and make the old young again. Project China was intended to create plant life that could graft onto the human body and give rise to fresh oxygen and radiation scrubbers. It was brilliant. An entire ecosystem in one body. But it eventually consumed the host. Projects Denmark and France are simply more FEVs stored in other places back east. We'll reclaim them in time.
That's a lot to process. Alright, I've heard enough.
Of course.
Well, here goes nothing.
Yes, this is the beginning of a glorious new dawn.
do this. I'm not gonna do this. Fuck. Wait. I need to go sit down somewhere. Okay? I'll jump in, okay? I just need to prepare myself. All right?
Authorized personnel only. Resource Wars report. We have received the latest report regarding the Resource Wars. I have to say, it doesn't look good. Should things take a turn for the worse, Project Brazil may be our last hope. In case the situation ever occurs, I want to make sure the project is in perfect condition. Trust me, the last thing we need is a half experiment going wrong because we didn't have enough time to properly test it. But if Project Brazil is a success, then God will only know the true impact of it. If it works perfectly, then we have essentially achieved the first steps towards immortality itself. Moscow campaign. The Russians put up one hell of a fight, but in the end they were no match for the combined power of our forces and British allies. Within 2 days, their capital city fell into our hands. The Russian forces could do nothing but retreat to their countryside. Then it happened. Out of nowhere, the Russians returned, carrying several drop bombs with them. Within 1 hour, our entire force holding Moscow was disbanded. Our British allies were nowhere to be seen. If my suspicions are correct, then those Brits may have something to answer for.
So these were the resource wars with all the countries in Europe turning on each other. America was involved.
Madrid campaign. The campaign in Madrid was a complete disaster. No two ways about it. The new Moorish army wasn't interested in controlling the territory we expected. They were killing as many Americans as they could, even if it meant they went down as well. And by God, they did exactly that. The new Moorish army rigged their capital city, luring us there. No one knew it was a trap. Using bombs planted beneath the surface, the Spanish detonated their explosives, destroying a quarter of their city. Over 10,000 American soldiers and 50,000 native residents died, all within a single evening.
Apparently Spain's government was as ruthless as America's. Well, almost.
Foreign conflicts. Anchorage campaign. The campaign in Anchorage was a success. Despite the Chinese originally overrunning our forces, we were able to strike back, and strike back hard. The loss of Anchorage was a major blow to the Red Commies, but it wasn't a fatal hit.
Oh, so Alaska was lost. Interesting.
China campaign. Hardly any American forces were sent over to China besides special agents. The Boulder Dome Research Center is currently building specialized technology to arm our forces for a direct assault. However, it's been a while since we heard from them. I worry the silence is about to break with bad news. To wrap up this report, ladies and gentlemen, if we can complete Project Brazil on time, I can promise you America will never have to experience another tragedy like the ones at Madrid and Moscow ever again. Remember, our country is counting on us. Let's make her proud. Message from Boulder. Attention, Fort Dagger Point staff. This is Dr. Gerund from the Boulder Dome. There's been a containment incident here recently, and we've lost contact with most outside centers. If you get this message, please send help immediately. There's been an outbreak of new plague, and I'm worried we don't have much time left until it spreads beyond the dome.
Oh, wow. He was right about Boulder.
Update on Boulder. Attention, Fort Dagger Point researchers. I'm sorry to announce all staff and residents at Boulder are dead. Earlier today, the biohazard team officially declared all staff at the facility dead after a containment breach of new plague. As a result, the Chief of Security has ordered an earlier completion date on Project Brazil. I am deeply sorry for the inconvenience this may cause for the team. The Chief firmly believes the project must be finished as soon as possible.
They all died? Really? They just all died? I guess they didn't bother sending any help.
Project update. You've got to be kidding me. Things go bad at Boulder, and now we have to rush to finish? Don't they know that if we rush, we risk killing Senator Oren's daughter? Or worse? It's not like they gave us much time to begin with, but moving down from 4 years to 2 is pushing it. Thankfully, we'd already made good progress, though not enough for the allotted time given to us. Project Chrysalis's quad helix genetic code is enormous. Half the DNA is even encoded in arsenic. And Area 51 keeps telling us to ignore it, that it's a carbon-based life form from the jungles of Indonesia. Indonesia. This thing is some B-horror flick copy of alien life. We're trying to derive a retroviral cocktail from the DNA of an alien slug, which mimics the human host's own biology, protecting them from radiation, illness, injury, hell, death! We're working on immortality for Christ's sake. 2 years. Christ took 30. Give me a break.
What? Aliens? I guess there wouldn't be a better explanation for a parasite like this.
Executive orders. Under orders from the Chief of Security, the missile silo is almost complete. Once the word has been given, it will be ready to fire at any of the listed targets. The top targets are Project China, Project Denmark, and Project England. As for Project America, I cannot say. With the recent leak to the public, I suspect the Chief may feel the current project is tainted with spies and traitorous agents. If true, he may wish to wipe out the project completely and begin anew. In the event Project Brazil should ever leak, God forbid, the government has given us explicit orders to launch the missile and detonate the linked thermobaric charges. Lord help us if that situation ever arises. But it's a safeguard for the nation's welfare.
For the nation's welfare? I'm pretty sure they're planning on just killing everyone here. If anything happens, that's awful.
Important, Site R. A nuclear attack warning has been issued by the Chief of Security. All high-level employees of Fort Dagger Point are to transfer to Site R immediately.
Of course, only high-level employees. Fucking hell.
Error, malicious programs detected, virus detected, shutting down. Hector's Document 1. Today the government contracted me to help work on the Pan Immunity Virion with West Tech. From the details, I've learned that the PV project is destined to be a cure for this plague spreading across the country, mostly out here in the West. Development will cover several years as our country struggles against both this virus and the war overseas. I wonder how long the country will be able to hold out. Hector's Document 2. Production is going smoothly. However, more people are getting sick, and the war in Europe is taking more of a toll than we would like. The government has set up a milestone for us to work faster. It seems our time to plan has ended. Now it's go big or go home. We have met with the team from Area 51 in Nevada. They brought us this ultra top secret organism from their facility to study. It's kind of a nematode, but unlike anything I've ever seen. On Earth. Being Area 51, I don't doubt it is otherworldly. It seems the gray worm, which we call Project Chrysalis, has a unique ability to reproduce itself, copying the DNA of whatever host it infects, and keeping the host's body safe from infection and radiation damage. I wonder. Hector's Document 3. Production has officially moved over to the West Tech facility. Fort Dagger Point will house their rejected PvP serum, the beta trials that have thus far proven too dangerous to use, and Project Chrysalis. I wonder, why the move? This is a question I'm going to have to ask my superior next time I see her. Until my work has finished there, I must put my gene splicing experiment on hold, but it is a project I am determined to one day finish. Senator Oran tore me a new one this afternoon, telling me his daughter's life is at stake should we fail. I don't want to let him down, or young and I. This divorce the senator and her mother are going through has put a great deal of stress on the girl. Her immune system is already compromised. Should she contract new plague, it would be disastrous. My PV may be all that saves her.
So Anai was immunocompromised, and they're trying to figure out a way to protect her from the plague and to heal her.
That's development, page 4. August 2063. Vault-Tec has nearly completed all of their vaults, with the exception of only a few dozen remaining. As for my team, after almost a decade of delays, we have finished our VATS experiments, and ready to release our manual guide, VATS, a human superpower. With the VATS project successfully completed, our team has been assigned to co-work on a new missile defense system with Los Alamos. From what I know so far, it goes under the name BOMB. Further details will be learned once we get to the reservation.
The reservation? Like a native reservation?
Super Mutant Network confirmed. Master Vornaught's introduction. I am Master Vornaught. I have been a super mutant, the superior race, for some time now. What has it been? 100 years? Since becoming a super mutant at the hands of the Master, I have been seeking a purpose, a reason to live. At first, it was serving the glorious Unity. Then, I was a wanderer, until I was found by a nightkin in the wastes near the boneyard, toiling for pitiful humans to rebuild their precious little roads and bridges. My kin ushered me away to Fort Dagger Point, the crown jewel of our future ascension. Now, I serve the Father. The glorious Father, bathed in his unifying presence. Ah, what a sight to behold. I am a super mutant psychologist. I research the minds of super mutants, both the magnificent alphas and the less magnificent betas. I even interviewed a behemoth once. What an odd specimen. But that is more than enough about me. Here you shall find my documentation of the super mutant master race, and the minds therein. Let us begin.
Wow, that's actually really interesting. I would love to understand the mind of a super mutant. Alphas and betas, are you saying there was like an original generation and then a second one?
A new life begins. One of the prime normals we found rotting in the Raider dungeons was an FCR research assistant named Allison V. The mewling primate had been used as a maggot farm by their debauched psychos. They had no clue her value to the Father was so great that we'd have paid dearly for her in pristine condition. She was once a pretty little thing, full of life and curiosity. After several weeks with her abdomen full of bloodfly larvae, watching them bursting out of her flesh every hour, she was quite a mess. Her guts distended into a puddle, and her mind all but faded into a recessive corner of her sulking skull. Nevertheless, we took her from them and nursed her back to health at Fort Dagger Point. Her corpse had become a prison in which she felt trapped, her flesh hanging from her like a curtain of used pustules. She didn't want to live. We offered her a way out. A quick dip in the vats.
Oh god, so this is what happened to Allison. I don't blame her.
Addendum. Of course, this FEV isn't quite the concoction we were accustomed to back in the days of the Master. It seems this forced evolutionary virus stock was a beta strain, much like the sorry stuff used at Mariposa in the later stages, corrupted by radiation, any life form that happened to fall in. The enlightened humans before the Great War were wise to lock it away. But our superior intellect found a way to use it at any rate. Perhaps she will ascend the high steps of agony and be transformed into a glorious being? Perhaps instead she will die here like the rejected ones. We shall see in a few hours.
Rejected ones, does that mean the process doesn't work on some people?
Vivi's ascension. Transcript begins. M. Vornot. Ah, she emerges. Vivi. Easy now. Calm, my supreme being. Can you understand me? Pain. So much pain. Ah, yes. The voice of one who traveled the glorious path of agony. Help. Help me. But of course, young one. You are now the superior race. You can help yourself. Behold. Click, 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 click. See? You can stand on your own now. What happened? Do you remember? I remember pain, screams, my screams. A woman. I was a woman. Was, my friend. Was. What have you done to me? A prime memory, how rare. You recall your life before. What do you recall? Rage, anger, pain. Before that, my flesh torn, maggots, raiders. Do you remember your name? The... Yes, go on. Further back. I remember Arroyo University life. I came to learn. I was happy. And you have learned a wonderful, happy truth. You have transcended your pitiful mortal flesh and become one of the elite. A rare privilege indeed. Privilege? My body, my hands, my belly. And more, my friend. My chest is... What am I? You said I would be restored, not made a monster. Transcript ends.
Even as a Superman, she still remembered that she was a woman.
The curious case of Vivi. Curious creature. Her memory faded for a time after her dip in the vats. Most don't recall past their first moments. Well, most who don't go on to become Nightkin anyway. We've taken to calling her Vivi, after the name she stammers when asked. She doesn't seem to retain all of her original intelligence, let alone supreme intellect. She mostly just stamps around with the grunts, squishing blowflies with a vengeance. Even more curious, she seems preoccupied with her superior body's anatomy. Most female prime normals simply disregard their former flesh upon transcendence. This one seems to believe hers was taken from her, and that she can somehow get it back if she could just pry open the now muscle-bound slit between her legs. Poor deluded soul. She does not seem to understand that we are sterile for a reason, other than simply being mutated beyond genetic compatibility. All of the plumbing is too powerful and vigorous to smush together like lowly human meat. Other mutants prefer not to talk about it, but it is a major problem, regardless of such distracting urges being beneath a supreme being like ourselves. That is why the Father has begun his Project Brazil experimentation. Perhaps since Vivi will be of little use moving the boxes or repairing the old tunnels, we could grant her the rare privilege of becoming one with the Father's growing biomass.
I I don't think she lost her intelligence. She was robbed of her body. And why would she talk to you about that? So apparently super mutants aren't just sterile. They're kind of androgynous. I'm so sorry, Allison. I can't go into the vats. I can't become part of the unity. They just want to turn everyone into super mutants. They say it's to get rid of conflict, but they're willing to go to war to eliminate free will. That's not only conflict, it's fascist, just with a xenobiological twist to it. We need to get out of here. These are the only weapons I have for now, so I'll have to use them to get down to my stash near the airlock. And then I'll actually have a fighting chance. Alright, there's where the stuff is. Just need to get there. I'm gonna have to put some mines down. Maybe use the plasma caster. Hey! I'm ready to go.
Step into the chamber, Lost One. Embrace your glorious destiny.
Sure. Just gotta get over to that walkway. I'll go around. Alright, these should help me up to start. Fuck. Oh god damn it, this thing doesn't take electron charge packs. All these microfusion cells should work. I'm gonna need all the help I can get to get through this. These random chemicals that I don't know much about are all the help I have. Ah, fuck my arm! Alright, I got the ones over here. Ah, god damn it, there's more!
No.
Alright, I need to get some clothes on. I should probably fix up my arm too while I can. Alright, what else can I shove in my mouth? Oh shit, I'm gonna need to take this turbo. Maybe it'll help me get past him. Take that! Fuck! Alright. That should help. Oh, fuck. Fuck my arm again. I gotta get that machine gun out of his hands. It'll rip me to shreds. Alright, maybe now Scub might help. Oh, fuck, I got him! No, Scud knocks him over. I forgot. Fuck, it's not working. He seems to be keeping his distance. Fuck, like. Doesn't see me. Oh, got him. Oh, fuck. Shucks! Alright, what else can I shove in my mouth? Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck, I only got a few microfusion cells left. Well, fuck. It's all up to the corn. Hey, Stalker, meet the rest of the plant! Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck, this is all I have. What do I have left? What do I have left here? Alright, I got that ammo. So I could use this pistol. Alright, I think he can't get me from over there. Oh, fucking... Oh my god! That was the hardest fight in my life! Fuck! I did it! I did it! I think I can get out of here. Fuck you, man! Fuck you! And fuck your vats too! It took everything I had, and I am in so much pain. But I fucking did it. I'm gonna need to try to heal myself up. Oh, fuck. Okay, I have one doctor's bag left. Thank God. Ah, fuck! Medical supplies, thank God! Whoa, what happened in there? Alright, this is Vager's gun. Should help me take the rest of the super mutants out. Nice. Alright, I should be able to get into this terminal. I wonder what's in here. Alright, got in.
Dagger Point Air Force Base, USAFC. Lab Terminal 01, Surgery. Status offline. Welcome, Dr. White. Log 1. June 3rd, 2077. Surgical Log 1. Forced Evolutionary Virus, Trial 2. Batch 11111. Subject 6 responded unconditionally well when initially exposed to FEV Strand 1, showing signs of increased physical ability by at least 60%. Subject 6 is also possessing a 200% boost in intelligence. Unfortunately, Subject 6 began experiencing violent seizures and eventually lost a pulse. We are still looking into why this FEV strand outperforms all others, with rather unfortunate fatal side effects. It is quite possible that the increased levels of uranium-15 cause acute radiation poisoning. However, this is unconfirmed. I will consult with Dr. Thomas tomorrow about possible animal testing for an answer. Dr. Richard White, UASFHC.
So they were testing this awful FEV here, and it is different from the FEV elsewhere.
Log 1.5. File corrupted. Log 2. October 23rd, 2077, 8 o'clock. Surgical Log 2. Forced Evolutionary Virus, Trial 5. Batch 11111. Today, Subject 7 is being injected with the hydrochloride-dominant strain of the forced evolutionary virus. Dr. Thomas is the lead surgeon of this operation. And as a note, we are now operating on BSL-4, as High Command reported at least 17 scientists have been unintentionally exposed to the virus. The operation's now beginning, starting the recording. Dr. Thomas is injecting 7 with the virus. 7 is experiencing immediate physical change. Wait, something is wrong. Subject 7's body has physically evolved in less than 20 seconds. But it's different than the previous experiments. 7 has become, 7 appears to... 7 has broken his restraints. 7 is approaching medical crew. I have to get them out of there. The aggressiveness kicks in 2 minutes after the injection. Wait, no, why waste this moment? We've never tested the aggressiveness of a live FEV subject here before, especially on live humans. Why should Mariposa have all the fun? Unlocking the airlock. 3 minutes, the room should fill with the gaseous form of cyanide. After all, there was nothing I could do, right? Dr. Richard White, USA FHC.
Ugh, so disgusting. I can't believe someone like this was experimenting on people. It's awful. They should have just let those people out. You know what? At this point, I don't put anything past the American government. Alright, I gotta get out of here. I think this cat eye will help me see in the dark. It's so dark in here, I need to try it out. Alright, I can actually see in here. Okay, good. Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck. He must have picked up that other guy's weapon.
Stupid! No, you don't!
Got him. Alright, this should be the way back. I should be able to get out of here.